UN globalist staffers were basically plotting to set up the president of the United States.
The UN General Assembly, which for those of you that used to watch the Super Friends in the 80s, it's basically like the Legion of Doom on steroids. They gave their usual talks, and it's a bunch of managerial nutbags telling us all how terrible the West is and all that stuff, except for one guy. He happens to be orange. Here he is.
Crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them and not finance them.
Karol, he went on and on. I mean, basically just trashing the UN, going off on the Western leaders, mocking this absurd Australian, British, French recognition of Palestine, which is a state that never existed and still doesn't exist, even if they want to pretend it does. It's just that, to me, it's the best of him. And we should have just leveled that entire building and built a monument to him. Maybe we'll do that one day. But what do you make of Trump versus the world?
I think somebody should plant the idea that there can be a giant Trump monument on that space on the East River. Either that or another beautiful gold Trump tower on the East River. We spend billions of dollars on this nonsense organization that does nothing but bring harm to the world. Absolutely nothing. So I think that we should pull funding. I know Donald Trump has only been president, under 10 months, if you could believe that. But I think in the next 10 months, he should think about getting rid of the UN, stopping our funding for it, pulling out of it. Once we pull out, it collapses because nobody else really matters other than the United States. And I think that once we do that, it'll be a whole new world. The UN has been nothing but problems for the world. It's been a negative force. He said it best. They support policies that make no sense and make countries worse. It's time to get rid of the UN.
Utah and Florida recently banned fluoride in their drinking water. Think about that. After 80 years of pumping it into the system, why are states making such a massive U-turn? Maybe it's because they've realized what many of us already knew. Adding chemicals to your water is authoritarian. The government claims it's for your healthy teeth, but you don't need bureaucrats medicating your water. You need the freedom to choose pure water. That's why you should use Covepure, a countertop water purifier that removes up to 99.9% of impurities. Yes, that includes fluoride, but also PFAs, fertilizer runoff, pharmaceuticals, and more. The first thing I noticed was the taste. This is what water should taste like: pure, clean, no aftertaste. I actually want to drink more of it. And the setup couldn't be easier. No drilling, no plumbers, just fill it and plug it in. You can even choose your temperature with one tap. If you like fluoride, fine, use toothpaste, but don't let the government decide what goes in your water. Take control now. Go to covepure.com/Rubin, and for a limited time, get $200 off. That's covepure.com/Rubin.
And on top of all of that, they also, I have no doubt it was intentional, they screwed up his teleprompter, which would have knocked any other world leader completely off the podium. Yep. He was able to continue and ad-lib, which was incredible. And when he and the First Lady got on the escalator, it magically broke, which we're going to find out more about because Karoline Leavitt ain't going to stand for it.
UN globalist staffers were basically plotting to set up the president of the United States. And first it was the escalator, then it was the teleprompter, and then Katie Pavlich from Town Hall, who we offered a seat in the press pool to cover the president's historic speech today, noticed that the audio inside of the room was much lower and different for the president of the United States than the previous speaker. So when you put all of this together, it doesn't look like a coincidence to me. And I know that we have people, including the United States Secret Service, who are looking into this to try to get to the bottom of it. And if we find that these were UN staffers who were purposefully trying to literally trip up the president and the First Lady of the United States, well, there better be accountability for those people. And I will personally see to it, Jesse.
Good.
Dana, I know it kind of seems like a funny story in a way, or silly or whatever. Okay, the prompter didn't work and the, escalator didn't work, but it's not actually. We fund the freaking thing, as Karol just pointed out. It's a deeply corrupt organization, and they are quite literally doing everything possible to silence the president of the leader of the free world, the only guy who matters there. That's who they're going after.
They wanted to humiliate him. I mean, everybody saw the way that escalator stopped. I mean, heaven forbid. I mean, Melania Trump could have fallen.
Yeah.
The first lady could have fallen. The president could have fallen. But what's more is the week before, it was widely reported that there were UN staffers that were openly joking about sabotaging Trump's visit, literally exactly as it was just described, with the escalator, with the microphone, with the teleprompter, because once is an incident, twice might be a coincidence, but third is a pattern. So there's no explaining it. There's really no excuse for it, and especially when they were just so openly joking about it. But I agree. I mean, the UN is a long expired vanity exercise for all of these other nations to come on the United States' time and dime and real estate and pretend that they're actually doing anything about world peace, which they're not. It's all the United States that's exercising. And for some reason, we allow, even with the command of NATO, we allow other countries to take command of our resources to play house. And it needs to stop.